Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. The wait is finally over and many of my 2022 baby boas are now available for their new homes. Today I want to show you guys some of the available boas. I'm going to walk through the process of how you can add one to your collection if you've been thinking about it, as well as tell you where you can go to see pictures and get a lot of information about the available animals. So if you've been looking to possibly add one of these boas to your collection, please be sure to stay tuned. If you've been following the channel, you know I have had quite a busy breeding season with a number of litters having been born in the spring and summer. And the first 5 litters are now available. So this represents the Pearl Island Boas, Surinam and Venezuelan Redtails, my Moar Jungle morph litter, as well as my Coops Pastel Colombian Boas. And so thanks everyone for your patience. I just needed to get these boas established. They're all feeding, they fed multiple times. Many of them are feeding on frozen thawed prey items. Some of them are still on live prey items. And if you ask me, I can let you know which is which. But rather than putting them up on fauna classifieds like I've done in the past, because of some technical issues of using that clunky website, I have set up a separate site with pictures of my boas. I'm going to give you that in a few minutes. So you can go to the site, you can see information, pictures of each boa, prices, etc. And then you can contact me by email if you're interested in buying a boa or would like more information about a specific boa. So I'll tell you that in a few minutes. First though, I want to show you some of these beautiful babies that are available. And so let's look at some of the baby boas right now. First up, we have a few Pearl Island Boas. These are Sabugi Boas. This is a really cool island locality from an island off the coast of Panama. And so these animals were actually born at the end of March. It was my earliest boa litter ever. So they're really well started. And this guy, he's actually cooperating quite a bit. These guys usually don't hold still very much. They just want to move around really actively. In fact, if I touch him, he's probably going to take off. Let's see. I can show you his more typical behavior. Oh, he's really cooperating. It's unusual. Anyway, these are a really cool boa. These are probably the most distinctive type of locality boa with their overall elongated body and their really cool head shape. And some of these guys are available right now. We have some really nice true red-tailed boas available. Boa constrictor. And these are some from Surinam. This is my first Surinam litter of the year that was born way back in May, which is really quite early for Surinams. And I had a small litter of 5 babies, and it was a cross of my 2 main bloodlines, my Prometheus bloodline and my Picasso bloodline. So many years of development into this breeding project. This is a really nice looking male, and he really looks like Prometheus, who was actually his grandfather, but the shape of the saddles, the busy look, the speckling, and that really long red tail looks a lot like my famous male Prometheus, who founded this bloodline. And there's a close-up of his side. He's kind of trying to take off there, but you can see his beautiful long red tail coming into view. And here's a female that's available from the litter. I have a few females available. So just a really nice example of a Surinam true red tail if you're looking for a top-notch Surinam to add to your collection or breeding group. Just a quick pan so you can see her markings and her tail. Another true red tail that I have available now that's quite distinctive from the Surinam are these Venezuelan true red tails. And I was really excited to produce this litter. This is the first time I produced Venezuelan true red tails. They're very rare in captivity. And this is also a Venezuelan from a known locality. This is a locality that was collected in Tamatama, which is at the confluences of the Orinoco and Casaquari rivers in southern Venezuela. This is a bloodline founded by Terry Cullen. So really happy to have produced this. So this is a female, and you can see how clean she looks. Just overall quite a distinctively different appearance compared to the Surinam. And there's a close-up, and this little girl doesn't want to move around very much. So I'll just do a little pan shot here, and you can see how clean she looks. This is a really beautiful one. Definitely, this is one of the ones that I seriously considered holding back. I just love how clean she is overall. But gotta let some of them go, so this female is available. And here's another example of a female Venezuelan true red tail that's available. You can see a distinctly different look than the first female. Her tail is a little bit longer and brighter. Maybe not quite as clean overall, but a really nice looking boa nonetheless. And these Venezuelans are really rare. They're really hard to find. So if you've been looking to add something different to your collection of true red tails, I can't over recommend these Venezuelans. Just a great locality boa to work with. They don't get quite as big as some of the others. My adults are about 5 to 6 feet. 2022 was the first year that I produced morph boas as well as locality boas, and I had a Moar Jungle litter. So it was actually a Moar Jungle female crossed with a Moar Jungle male, and I had a small litter of 6 animals. Unfortunately got a lot of slugs in that one, but I produced some really beautiful Moar Jungles like this one. This is a female, and the Moar and the jungle I just think really go well together. It's kind of like that old commercial for Reese's peanut butter cups. The chocolate and the peanut butter just go well together. That's what the Moar and the jungle are. The Moar is a incomplete dominant form of pastel, so it really enhances the colors and adds these beautiful pastel colors. Well, the jungle adds, cleans up the overall pattern. It adds contrast, and it reduces the shape and size of the saddles, and so you get more striping and saddle aberrations. But this is a really beautiful example of what these two genes can do together. This female isn't moving a whole lot, so I'll just do a quick pan, and then let's give her a little nudge. See if we can get her to move for the camera. So just a breathtaking example of the Moar Jungle morph. So great morph to add to your collection. These are both incomplete dominant genes, so you can breed this animal to a normal, and you'll get 50% of the babies have the Moar and 50% of them have the jungle. It's a great way to get started in a morph breeding project. One more available baby from the Moar Jungle litter is this guy. This is a straight Moar. This guy does not have the jungle. He just has the Moar gene. And sometimes I think the single gene boas I like the best in a way, because they really show you what the one gene can do, and you don't see the effects of any of the other genes. This guy has just so much color. And then there's this overall look to the Moar boas. It just makes the saddles kind of pop. They just stand out better. And it really enhances the whites in the tail. Just a really beautiful looking animal. But it doesn't have the crazy pattern like the jungle that makes you think that it's a morph. It looks, quite a bit more natural, like a wild type boa. And there's a close-up of the side of this guy as he kind of exits the tub. But hopefully this will give you guys a good idea of just how beautiful this boa is. The last of the 5 litters I have available now is a locality boa from Colombia, but this is a selectively bred line called the Coops Pastel Colombian Boa. So this is a line of pure Colombian boas, Boa Imperator. They were founded by Silvio Coops, the European breeder, and what he did, he started with some really nicely colored pastel looking boas. He bred them together, and then he selected for the most colorful in each generation, continued the process to establish his line. Ben Russo continued the project, and he's been breeding it for a number of generations. I have some babies who were bred by Ben Russo that I grew up. They were born in 2016, and I had my first litter this year, and these guys are just really colorful. Some of them, like this guy, almost look like they were dipped in orange paint. So if you just saw a picture of this animal, you would probably think it was heavily photoshopped, but I can assure you these are the real colors. They've got this beautiful pink-orange side, nice reddish tail, but just a great, beautiful looking Colombian boa. And I've said many times before that I think the Colombian boas in general are probably the best pet for most people, probably the best first-time boa. These Coops Pastel are no exception. Here's another Coops Pastel from the litter. This one's a female, and these guys I think are getting better with every generation. Every time you breed two pure Coops Pastels together, some of the babies are bound to be a little more colorful than either parent. Of course, you can also breed them to a non-Coops Pastel to enhance the colors. And a lot of morph breeders have done just that. They breed a Coops to a non-Coops and they get more colorful babies. I assure you, however, these are pure Coops Pastel. These have never been crossed with anything other than Coops Pastel. So no morph genes hidden in there. And it's getting pretty hard to find these in the pure state, but these are the real thing. Pure Coops Pastel Colombian boas. So those are some of the available boas, and that was just a small example. With these 5 litters, pretty much all the animals except a few that I held back for myself are now available. So now where do you go to see the pictures of the boas? So what I did is I set up a photo sharing site on Flickr. So Flickr is a great site to share photos, and I set this site up it's called Brian Boas, the account, and it has pictures of all my available boas. As well as the pictures, there's also information about the boas, including the bloodlines and the prices that they're available for. There is a link to the Flickr account right under the description of the video. You want to go to my albums pages, and I have a separate album for each particular litter, and there you can see a picture of all the babies from the litter. Some of them, actually almost all of them, are now available. A few of them, as I mentioned, I did hold back, so if I held something back, it says not for sale under the picture. But if you go to the pictures of the ones that are available, the price will be listed in the comments. So just look at the comments. In most cases, I also have the price in the description, the title description for the album itself. But if it's not there, it'll also be in the comments below the picture. So have a look at them. If something you see that you're interested in, please email me. And my email is also in the video description under this video, in the description there. Just email me directly, tell me which boa you're interested in, the question you have, or if you would like to purchase it. And please be sure to provide the type of boa, the number, and the sex. So I number all the babies in a litter, 1 through however many babies there are. For example, there could be a boa that's, I don't know, Coops Pastel 3M, the M for male. So wherever you see M, that's male. All the F, those are the females. So have a look, decide if you want any of them, and just get back to me. There's also a link in the description below the video to my terms of sale. So it's really important you go and read my terms of sale and understand it, be comfortable with it. Please don't enter into a purchase with me unless you read my terms of sale. I just want to make sure everything's clear and there's no surprises. One thing is I do not accept PayPal or a credit card payment. The payment is via check or money order that can be sent to me. So please don't buy an animal if you want to pay by PayPal or credit card. And I think everything else in the terms of sales is pretty clear. But if you have any questions about it, please ask me explicitly before you buy the boa, just so that I want to make sure there's no surprises on your end. The 5 litters that I have up on my Flickr page right now are the ones that are ready to go, and I've put a number of months of work into getting these boas established, so they're going to be ready for you, and you don't have to worry about them feeding or any health issues or anything like that, since I've been working with them for the last few months. I also have a number of other boas that aren't ready to go yet, and if you've been watching the channel, you may have seen some of my litter announcement videos. So a lot of these boas I'm currently establishing. It's going quite well, but I have quite a few other boas, some of the dwarf boas, Tarahumara, Qualkey, Cocker Key, some of my other Surinam redtails, etc. And these ones are not yet ready to go, but I imagine that they will be ready in the next month and a half or so. And then I'll add them to the Flickr page when they're ready and available. In addition, I have a couple more gravid females that I'm still keeping my fingers crossed on, so the breeding season isn't quite over yet. You know, hopefully we should have some litters, and you know, if not, August is pretty much up, but hopefully in September there should be a couple nice litters. And at this point I'm down to just true red tails, because you know, typically the true red tails are born later than the other types of boas. So please stay tuned, and hopefully I'll have some more great boa litters to share with you. So that's some information about my available animals. I hope if you've been thinking about getting a boa, that you see something you like and that we can make something happen. As always, shoot me any questions or comments you have about anything with the whole sales process and my boas in general. I hope this video was informative and enjoyable. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your boas.